Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the DDMM YouTube channel for another round of the Club 100 Gran Turismo Sports Series. My name is Andrew Mather. Alongside me back in the virtual DDMM comms box is Mr. Luke Battersby for this evening. Hope you're all doing very, very well. And really looking forward to the racing tonight. This should be a really, really interesting round. We've been to this circuit before. As we pan across to the transition, there it is. Blue Moon Bay is back tonight here on the channel. Very glad to have it. Very glad to have you with us as well. This is round 5 and 6 of the championship. If you weren't with us 2 weeks ago and missed out, don't worry, we'll have a little bit of a recap before we get going. Hopefully, though, before we get on to that, I can introduce Luke Battersby. Luke, can you hear us?
I can indeed, Andrew. Hello, everyone. So you're yeah, we're back here on this channel after round 1. So yeah, good to see we are today, as you said, we are Blue Moon Bay, better known though as Hash Brown Raceway.
Yes. the Hash Brown will have us well fed tonight, I bet. Apologies, I'm going to adjust the sound levels. so I can hear you a bit better, Luke at my end. How have you been? We missed you for round 2 or week 2. I like to call it week 2, round 3 and 4. What were you up to?
I was in the New Forest. Very nice holiday. Very nice. Put my feet up. As you may have seen, though, I was very watching. I was in the live chat. I may not have been commentating, but I was commentating instead in the live chat, keeping everyone up to date. And yeah, putting things out. So yeah, back now with voice.
Good stuff. Do let us know if there's any audio issues in the chat, guys. Discord's having a little bit of a moment tonight, but bear with us on that one. Let's have a look at the standings whilst the practice is going on. We should say there has been the mother of all updates from GT Sport in the last 24 hours, so we are waiting for some of the drivers to get that update done so they can join us in the chat. But here we are with the point standings as we go into rounds 5 and 6, and Nathan Maximin, Luke, is still looking very, very strong here this season. Do you think anyone can stop him?
Yeah, he's so good. Apparently I'm rather quiet, I'm hearing in the live chat. Apparently I can't be heard.
I've turned myself down a bit so it equals us out, because we've got everything on Discord turned up to 11 at the moment. But yeah, Nathan.
But yeah, Nathan Maximum, yeah, he's so dominant. Series, really different. Yeah, just having 3 out of the race, second. You know, all 30 championship, looking like the dominant.
Apologies, folks. I think we're having a couple of issues with Luke's connection there, but as I picked out pretty much what he was saying, Nathan Maximin is very dominant at the moment. 98 points for Nathan at the moment. 69 points, I think that's reading there. I really do need to get my eyes tested. For Ryan Sandell, 62 for Javier Garcia-Turner, who's been having a very solid season so far. Tim Clark, yet to hit his full stride, I feel, so far this season, but he's solidly in 4th place there in a good battle with Trevor Randall. And Jack Cameron Drayton, who struck back fantastically 2 weeks ago, had a poor week 1 by his standards, but scored 30 points in the last round. Has got himself up to 6th place and really put the pressure on the likes of Toby Nichols, Martin Robertson, who's not here tonight, unfortunately, Callum Brule and Kirith Kalirai. They've got to be scoring the points and getting themselves up the table, because 3 drivers will be going into the Clubman Class for Lobby 2 for season number 6. Luke, are you back with us?
I am, yes. Hopefully you can hear me.
I can hear you loud and clear at my end. Hopefully the folks at home can hear you as well. Those drivers at the lower end, the lower reaches of the table, I'm thinking in particular Callum Brule, who's not had much testing time so far this week, and Kirith Kalirai, who missed race set number 2, so rounds 3 and 4. They've really got to put on a show tonight.
Definitely. I don't think there is any relegation to the season, but yeah, hopefully they can get a good round under their belt, get a good round 3 going. So yeah, just starting behind this, and yeah, hopefully, well, obviously Martin is missing out this week. Hopefully it won't be too badly. You do have 2 and finish higher championship.
Yeah,
today.
As we go into qualifying now, it's the standard procedure, 10 minutes, but a short circuit on Hash Brown Raceway, so plenty of opportunities for drivers to get a lap in and also try and do some tactical slipstreaming as well. We should just give a little bit of lip service to Lobby 2 as well, which is ongoing at the moment. We haven't got live coverage of it tonight, but do check in with the DW Media YouTube channel later in the week for coverage of that one. David himself is commentating on some Apex Racing League racing tonight, but being biased as I am to this championship, don't go and watch that. Stick with us here on DDMM for the Club 100 Gran Turismo Sport League. What I can tell you though, Lobby 2 looks like this. Ollie Smith looking like an early pace setter. 94 points for him. Michael Gibbons is on 65 points. Sam Dimolo, who used to be in Lobby 1, looking to get back into Lobby 1, is currently on 59. Peter Harris, 55. Eric Minion, 48. Jacob Sullivan, who I know is missing out tonight. It's the missus's birthday. So the priorities are put in place there for Jake O'Sullivan. 44 points for him at the moment, ahead of Sam Taylor, 41, Dominic Linton, 37, Ami Jurger, 35, and Tim Orangan, 26. Early stages of the qualifying session, Luke. Who's looking good out there?
Well, we've got just the first lap times following through now. So we've got Teresi, I think, on the moment. To be honest, this qualifying session is ebbing down. So around an oval circular, of course, vitally get a good shot. Don't really want to be bump drafting. Ideally, you recall find some start branch and end up on the back by the time you get to the. That's usually the tactic in over. Pull someone in their slipstream over the laps. It's gonna be interesting to see. Yeah, so Ryan Sanders just ducked out. Back, just got the back and actually out of the slipstream range here now, which is been an interesting. Might have made a bit of an error. It's that.
Yeah, in fact, Ryan goes into the pit lane to hopefully reset himself, because he knows he's not going to be able to get a slipstream on that particular lap. Let's have a look out there on circuit. What have we got out there? Well, we've currently got Trevor Randall on pole position. He's had a very good season so far. Struggled a little bit in season 4, but has refound the form that saw him do very well in the first few seasons. And we've just had a mass disconnect. We're going to take a short break, everybody. Just whilst we get this issue sorted, we'll be back with you very, very soon for more racing here in the Club 100 Gran Turismo Sport League.
Just been
Back here then for more coverage of the Club 100 Gran Turismo Sports League. Hopefully everything is working again for us. Luke, can you hear us over on the Discord?
I can hear you very loud and clear.
Good stuff. What have we missed then for the last couple of minutes of qualifying? It wasn't a mass disconnect, it was a problem at my end. Who's looking good out there?
We've got Ryan Sandor at the moment. He's just setting absolutely so 55 and he like seconds. But now he's at the front of. He's giving everyone else a slipstream position now. But yeah, Ryan Sandor on pole alone. Everyone else stayed roughly in positions.
Yeah, it's looking good. This is always the thing that we see around Blue Moon Bay, the slipstreaming. You see Trevor Randall just off the back of the group there, but it is Ryan Sandall from Trevor Randall Trevisio at the moment. GTP Toby Nichols on the second row of the grid. Kirith Cali Rai has run well here in the past as well, also on the second row of the grid. Luke, what do you think's going through Nathan Maximin's mind at the moment? He's P5, and in fact, Callum Brule's just shot to the top of the table. That make that P7 for the championship leader now.
Callum just got an mega slipstream there to pole position. Nathan, he's not really in a great place right now in terms of track position. He's right up behind Tim Clark, second person pack, and so yeah, he kind of needs to drop anything. He's doing now actually, just put it back. Nathan getting himself lined up for the last lap so that he can try and get a good, try and get himself up the.
Absolutely. And this would be a big one for Callum. There he is. Well, at the moment he is tucked up behind his teammates, Trevor Randall. 1 minute and 7 to go, so everyone's going to get at least one more lap in. Still Callum from Ryan on the front row. Javier Gorostidi Turner has gone in with a big lap there, is up to third place. It really is all to play for. Tim Clark at the moment trying to move up. He's in 9th place and he's towards the front of the group here, Luke. That's not where he wants to be if he wants to get himself further up the grid.
I think he's being very selfless, helping everyone else out, but he needs to, he needs to drop back now, really, just try and get himself right now. Good news is the kind of qualifying order, it's not too okay. See, things can change very carnage, let's say, but see if there's anything by. So, not the end of the world if Clark actually giving secure the slipstream try and use to cut.
Apologies, folks, for the issues with the bandwidth. But Callum Brule's still on pole position at the moment. Roswald, Ryan Sandall in second place, and nobody at the moment looks like they can make a move as we're late on in the session. These are the last laps for everybody though. Can Callum Brule hold on to this pole position? GTP Toby trying to go down to the inside. We're already seeing a bit of racing action here at Blue Moon Bay. Here they come then across the line. Is anybody going to get a big lap right in at the end? Tim Clark goes quicker, but no quicker than he already was in terms of position, and that is it. Callum Brule has pole position for the first race of the evening here, round number 5 of this 5th season. A very intriguing qualifying session there, Luke.
It is. Javier at the death end did up to second place. Good lap then in the pack at the end there by Javier Turner. Race now about to get underway.
So here's a grid. Callum Brule on pole position. Javier Gorostidi Turner in second place. Ryan Sandall in third. Trevor Randall fourth. 20 minutes on the clock here at Blue Moon Bay as the planes come overhead, ready for this race start. And this could be a real mix-up. It's all going to be about survival in the early stages of this race, and away we go for 20 minutes here on the oval. Good start from Callum Brule immediately into the lead of the race, and they're also all into single file straight away. Javier Gorostidi there in second place. Ryan Sandall checks to the top straight away. Trevor Randall holding to the bottom there in the other of the Lightning McQueen red cars, but a solid start there, Luke, from our field. They're all in play as they're going down to turn 2.
This is, I think, is about as calm as it's going to be for the rest of this race. Nice spread out at the start, a nice spread out grid, and now you're seeing everyone clumping up, trying to duck and dive, take the high line, take the low line, trying to get to the front. In this scenario, I would try and get to the front as soon as possible, and then just try and stay there, because that's the safest place to be. If you're at the back, you can get caught up in any instant which happens ahead. So just try and get to the front, just try and work together and stay there. And now looks like Team Orange into the first and second place here. Bump drafting each other along here. Javier goes lap number 2.
Ryan Sandel to the bottom then and takes the lead, but is he going to have the speed off of turn number 2? We're on board with Nathan Maximin. There's Javier Gorostidi Turner, Arthur M. Silverarrow to our right, and through come these orange cars, doing absolutely fantastically. GTP Toby trying to help Ryan Sandel out there behind, 4 wide as we go through turn number 2. This is already getting a little bit raucous in the middle of the pack, and if any of these cars spin off, that is it. They will not catch up the rest of the pack. Kirith Kelly right at the back of the field there. There's cars up in the wall. This is nearly 5 wide as they come down to finish lap number 2. This is crazy.
Poor Toby just got stuck in the wall, then going through that final corner. He was the guy on the outside, stuck in the now down to 9th. Still in slipstream range though, so he's play for. No one's been cut off yet as head back from turn number 3rd time this race. Through turn 1, taking high line. We learnt that when we raced here last time. 3, let the low line, gain time initially, but you then get swamped down this straight. Hopefully everyone will see sense and just try and high it.
Ryan Sandel continues to lead. 17 minutes and 35 seconds to go. See Javier in the orange car there, just to the low side. We'll look at Tim Clark here in 6th place, and Kieran Kelly just keeping his power driving in 7th place. Karma lap, that one, lap number 3.
Yeah, everyone just kind of getting themselves nice and settled, just trying to survive these kind of first 10 minutes really, first 10-15 minutes. Don't want to be betting anything behind, don't want to risk anything, just try and sit up, nice comfortable position, go all guns blazing those 5 minutes.
So the race getting into a rhythm now. Callum Brule just starting to drop off the back of the group there in 9th place. I get the feeling, Luke, that he needs to have a big lap. No mistakes this next tour of the circuit, otherwise he's going to get dropped.
Right on that borderline here. In fact, he's had a bad exit out of that gap above 3/4 of a second. Yes, Callum Brule then looks like he's been dropped by the pack, unless there's a bit of an incident up front. Probably spend the rest of the back. So everyone switching. Callum now trying to take the low line through turn 1, trying to get back into position, but no, looks like that is the end of that.
You can see Trevor Randall, his teammates, towards the front of the field there. I just wondered, did he try to cause a little bit of disruption there to try and get his teammate back into this situation? 16 minutes to go. Just doesn't seem to have worked, and now it's really, really painful for Callum. Oh, is the problem there for Kirith? Why was Kirith? Let's have a look at it on the replay.
Javier went into the wall then, going the second lap, bounced off the wall into Kirith Caloride. Javier came off worse then, now he's at the back. Callum.
Well, this unlucky season for Kirith seems to be continuing. Just cut back there. He's there in 7th place. As Nathan Maximin trying to find his way past Trevor Randall there. Has done so. He's got up to 4th place. Let's take stock of the situation though with 5 minutes of the race gone. Ryan Sandel leads this race, has done comfortably for the first few laps of this race. He's got his teammate behind him in Jack Cameron Drayton, continuing that forward from 2 weeks ago. There in 7th place, Tim Clark, we mentioned he hadn't really struck the front of the field so far in this Premier Class Lobby 1. Here he is in 3rd place. 4th place for Championship leader Nathan Maximin, VQS and M1M. Trevor Randall in a solid 5th. Toby Nichols in 6th. Kieran Calirai still there, holding on, recovering. 3/10 back from Toby in 7th place. And then the 2 drivers who you'd probably consider out of the go Stephen Turner and Callum Brule, 8th and 9th. Crucially, Luke, 1.8 seconds now off that front pack.
That's what I mean. As soon as you get cut out of that issue, mate, everyone in front of you, they've got to stream straight. So yeah, we've got a very clear top 7 now. Kirif only 6 tenths off the lead, even though he's in 7th place. And like you say, a big 2.5 second gap to Javier and Callum. They are trying to work together. They're trying to boost each other back to the front. When there's only 2 of you, it's really not going to work, to be honest. You've got 7 people up ahead of each other. There's only 2 people back. It's uphill struggle.
Absolutely, still at the front of the field, this group of 7, and we're starting to see a few moves again. Trevor Randall has forced his way up to 2nd place. Nathan Maxman trying to fight his way past Jack Cameron Drayton. Jack Cameron Drayton trying to do the defensive job in terms of the championship for his teammates at the moment, doing a better job than certain other teammates, I'd say, in terms of racing in the last 7 days. And it started to slip back. Nathan Maxman is now up to 2nd place. And this is what we've been looking forward to for the last 2 weeks, Luke. Another battle between Ryan Sandel and Nathan Maxman, and this time being Blue Moon Bay. If either of those drivers make mistakes and come together, we have seen it so far this season. There's 5 other drivers there ready to take the spoils.
It's so dangerous around this circuit. It's click of the fingers because you've got so many cars just behind you, and yeah, 10, 20 points can go at the click of the fingers. Yeah, coming out of turn number 1. Still got this pack of 7 cars together. Yeah, Treviso just took the high line there, go and one visiting shot as they now go through it. Turn number 2. Yes, they are aware of the cars around them. As we are, yeah, continuing now with 12 minutes to go. Only kind of been 1 incident so far with that incident between Javier. This race has gone quite well so far, been quite clean. Right.
Fastest lap at the moment with Kirk on drive, 50.540. Rewards on offer for fastest laps, so that will be good for Kirk at the moment. Still a long way in this race. Nathan Maxman in the lead of the race, Tim Clark in 2nd.
Does look like the 2 leaders are away here a little bit. Got the gap up to just over 3 tenths then. Hopefully the guys behind will be able to catch him back. Yeah, Tim, a short breakaway there. He managed to break the pushing rate.
11 minutes and 20 seconds to go then. Hopefully keep us updated on our sound issues and whether our levels are better. Our monitoring systems aren't really working here at DDMM HQ at the moment. We'll look at that ahead of Petit Le Mans this weekend. So those 2 drivers off the back of the field at the moment as Tim Clark hits the lead for the first time in this race. And here comes Trevor Randall as well through into 2nd place. They're trying to force the championship leaders down the road. And look at that from Trevor Randall, going in a very interesting line through turn number 2. A lot of air getting underneath his Mazda MX-5. And, well, it didn't look like there was a gap initially for Trevor Randall, but he made his way through. But now he's lost out again, Luke, and he's slipping down the field. Was that a little bit too eager?
I think that was Tim getting rather aggressive then. It kept turning in Treviso, then going through that turn 2. Treviso was alongside, and Tim just started to left at him. But yeah, no one's lost out, fortunately. 7 glued to one another. Wow, we got Kirif Clark. He's only 3 tenths off the lead, and he's back in 7th place here. This could end badly for how it can get a bit sketchy around the circuit. Hopefully, it will. Should be showing 7. So just in the lead, just time last lap. Now down to 7th is what I'm talking about. Say, you know, the big swing so easily. Pear-shaped.
Still can't call this one. We are into the second half of the race. Nathan Maxman still leading. Well, it's back to the lead, I should say. Tim Clark is being shuffled down again. It's being registered as in 4th place at the moment, and we're nearly 3 wide as we go into turn 1 again, with Trevor Randall on the inside of it all, going into bumper cam with him. To our right, Tim Clark. To our left, well, actually no, we're on board with Kirith Kalirai now, so Kirith getting a good run off of turn 1 and nipping through past a couple of drivers here up to 4th place.
That is the power of that high line. Kirith got such a good run out of that. He shows dark ahead of Kirith coming out the corner. Now he's 3-4 places behind Kirith. Yeah, now Kirith up 3rd place. It's side by side here. Do this final corner. Hopefully they will all get away fine from this. Turn 1 is this really dangerous zone. Proper braking. Everyone's trying to take the high line. So easy to get side slap. That's what happened to me back in there. My race came to an end. I put up this Bullymead, Jack Cameron 18, had a bit of a tank, and that was it's me and Super DNF for both much miles behind. That's going to be really, really careful through that first corner to trip over anyone, especially as we've still got 7 moves to one another, changing positions like there's no tomorrow. Treviso half a second off of the leaders this race.
Yeah, it's still very, very tight out there. 8 minutes to go. That was a full lap from the view of Kirith Kalirai. Tim Clark back to the front of it then. No, changes again to Nathan Maxwell, who's got the high line. They go 3 wide. GTB Toby trying to do some work down underneath, and all very nicely cuts up into 2nd place there. What goes through your mind as a driver at this stage of the race, Luke? Are you thinking about the end of the race and where you want to be off that last corner, or are you still in survival mode?
It's absolutely survival mode. I would say kind of positions only with about 2-3 you're in. Till then, as long as you're in that lead pack, 7th first, not going to make much difference to the end result. So these guys just got a few more minutes or so, and then you go. Quite interesting actually, the pack behind, they're reeling them in. So Javier Gorostini Turner's 2nd leading pack. Thought they'd been cut off, but it looks like Javier and Callum are superb job working together, bump drafting each other along, and managed to pin Javier Gorostini Turner. He's just on the line of the slipstream race now. He's smack on 8 tenths behind Ryan Sandel, down to 7th place. Only 1.3 seconds as well off the leaders here. Front draft from Callum could still be a 9-way fight.
Yeah, well spotted. They've really, really worked well together here. 6.5 minutes to go. Going out a little bit more, but if they can keep this going, you're absolutely right, Luke. They are going to catch back up and make this a 9-way scrap. End of lap number 16. Bump draft between the 2 Team White cars there. Tim Clark helping out GTB Toby Nichols there. And it's Jack Cameron Drayton, your current leader, with 6 minutes of the race to go. Still, Kirith Kalirai holding the fastest lap of the race so far, 50.540. That was quite early in the race as Jack Cameron Drayton back to the front of the field. Ryan Sandel, early leader in this race, has nicely worked his way back, and side by side between the 2 championship rivals, 2 championships apiece so far, both of them going to try and make it a 3rd individually for themselves. Tim Clark back down to the inside, trying to get 3rd place off Nathan Maximum. And yes, the 2 drivers who we thought were out of it are back in the pack here, Luke. Less than a quarter of a second. This has been some fantastic work from Javier and Callum.
Brilliant teamwork between Javier Gorostini Turner. Callum now only 7 tenths off the lead, 6 tenths off the lead. So we've got a firm 9-way battle between everyone race for the win. Got a little bit of lag there. Javier going through turn 1. 5 minutes to go. This is anyone to win. Could even get a win for Callum still.
That would be a remarkable result. The driver who had pole position earlier on in the evening. You get the feeling that things are going to start getting a bit desperate, that there's still 5 minutes of this race to go. Probably some, well, we'll see what the lap, how much time there is as the cross start finish. GTP Toby back to the front, 3 wide again. It's getting fraught in the middle of that pack, and you wouldn't want to be the likes of Tim Clark there. Forced down to the inside, won't have the high line for turn one this time around, and has got drivers in front of him to the right and behind at all quarters. GTP Toby almost has got a little bit of a break on the rest of the field there, but surely he's going to be reeled back in due course.
He's breaking away here. Got a 3/10 gap. Don't think it's going to be enough though. No, there's Jack reeling him back in now as we toward turn two. But it's getting really feisty back here. Battle for 5th, 6th and 7th. They're all over the place here. Nathan Maximum got put in the wall, then going from turn one. He's falling down to P7 here. I think it's the lowest he's been all race long. A good job so far, staying at the front. And now got shuffled back to the back of the pack with Cameron Brook now in 9th place. Actually, 2 team red cars at the back here. So can they work together and boost themselves back to the back? Can they come up to turn one for the 20th time this race?
Yeah, they've got to work really, really hard now to stay in the mix with 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go. All 9 players back in the mix. Just as we say that, Nathan Maximin in the wall. Now, is he going to lose out here? Is he going to get dropped off the back? I think he is, Luke. 1.1, 1.2. Big, big moment. In the context of this race, the championship leader is in big trouble.
Very unlucky there for Nathan. Just got spat off there into the... I think there might have been a little bit of lag at play. I had a bit of a lag on my screen, and yeah, Nathan just getting fired off to the left there. It's going to be a big issue for Nathan. Actually, well, get I think 10 points for 9th place, or 9 points on those lines. So that's a big points drop then for Nathan Maximum. Has indeed been cut the lead back here. But now got an 8-way fight for the win for 2.5 minutes. Lucky Nathan.
Yeah, 2.5 minutes to go. We should stress there are drop scores in play. As far as I'm aware, there's drop scores in play later in the season, so that may come to nothing. But I always say with drop scores, you'd rather not use them in the first half of the season. You want to rely on them later in the year and take the pressure off. Just as we say that though, Ryan Sandel is taking advantage of this, has got himself back to the front of the field. It's been a while since he's been there, Luke. He held the lead for a good few minutes at the start of the race. If he does that again here, he's going to win this race.
He has indeed, he has, but he's got a huge pack of cars right behind him. GT Toby here, only 6/10 off the lead and reeling people in here. So Ryan is going to struggle to keep the lead for the rest of this race. He's going to have people all over the back of him. Good news for Ryan though, is he's got his teammate right behind him, pushing him along, giving him a bump draft. So that is good news, Team Blue. Try and fend everyone off here. We've got Treviso on the inside, keeps taking that inside line, and he sneaks his way up to second. Now though, getting down this back straight by the people that took the high line. We've got what, 2 laps to go here, but it looks things 3 laps to go. As yet, still to play for.
Kirith up there in 4th. Kirith can't. Calirai back to where he needs to be. Needs a big result here tonight. He's fighting through, trying to take 3rd place. 1 minute and 19 on the clock to go. Round the final corner they come. And yeah, we're going to get 2 more laps in here. So the lap time is about 51 seconds. Treviso down to the inside once more. As you say, Luke, he likes that inside line, and he's taken the lead with 60 seconds on the clock.
He has. Oh, is he going to hit the wall here? He is. Him, Ryan, and a Callum then on the exit of turn 1. Don't think it lost them too much time, though, as they just gave it a little bit of brush. Now, yeah, we've got all kinds of manners going on down here, down this back straight. Cars all over the place, trying to duck to the right, down to the left. People, they want the inside line for turn number 3. Oh, and it's Kirith who's got spat out of the pack. Kirith got fired up to the top then. Don't think he's lost too much time though. No, still in the switching range as they come through this final corner then on the penultimate lap of the race. Kirith actually is going to get a good exit here where he wasn't batting with anyone, and he has actually got a good Callum here in front. But now entering the final lap, looks like it's going to be one of these 4 front who win it. Who is going to come out top?
So we are now on the final lap, lap 24 here at Blue Moon Bay, and Jack Cameron Drayton's up in the wall and is surely going to lose a load of time there. Trevor Randall is out front, he's weaving this way and that, he's got 0.3 of a second over the field. This is a good run from Trevor Randall, but is he going to get caught? Turn 2, here we go, 8 of them still there. with Nathan Maximum Championship leader spat out the pack already, and it's getting very squabbly down on the inside. Very massive moment for Javier Gorostini-Turner. Jack Cameron Drayton gets his nose ahead. They're going to come around the final corner. Is it going to be a drag race between Treviso and Jack CD, or is GTP Toby going to get involved in there? Here we go, to the line. Jack Cameron Drayton's got his nose in front. Jack Cameron Drayton wins round 5 of the Club 100 Gran Turismo Sport League Season 5. It's his first win of the season. Trevor Randall in second, GTP Toby Nichols in third. What a piece of driving there, Luke, from our first time winner, Jack Cameron Drayton.
That was quite good, wasn't it? That was a very good ending indeed. I was just watching the guys behind in third and fourth. They had a right one leading too, but couldn't quite get past in time. Just, yeah, that finish line came up too soon as Jack Cameron Drayton managed to hold on to the lead then as they came up to the... Yeah, great victory there for Jack. Like you say, first win of the season, I believe.
Yeah, and a big move. The driver who was bottom of the table after week 1, well, it's definitely not... Well, he wasn't bottom of the table after week 2, a really good week 2. And in week 3, he has hit the top step. We're going to take a short break here on the commentary and be back very, very soon. Race 2, the feature race, 30 minutes in the GT cars. That's coming up next. Welcome back, everybody, to live coverage of week number 3, round number 3, races 5 and 6 of this, the 5th season of the Club 100 Gran Turismo Sport League. Andrew Mather and Luke Battersby on commentary duties for you, and I'll just bring the fader in there to bring Luke back in with us. That was quite a first race of the evening, Luke, that we saw there, and a great win for Jack Cameron Drayton, well deserved.
That was a very, very good race indeed, especially for Blue Moon Oval. That does have a reputation, that track, for doing a little bit of carnage, especially coming out of turn 1, and end up with people getting fired off. But as we saw, 9 cars all the way up until the end of the race, except from Nathan Max at the end, were still together, and we had that great finish then with those top 8 split by, I think, 6/10 seconds. Yeah, great racing last in that previous race.
Indeed. So practice going on at the moment for the feature race. If this is your first time watching the stream, hope you're enjoying it. 30 minutes, these feature races, with fuel and tyre strategies to play into the matter as well. And, just looking through, I think, am I right in saying that we've had some car changes? Because I don't remember seeing Kirith in a BMW before so far this season.
I know there was BMW's last time out. My head, who was in what? Yeah, BMW certainly a very strong car. Behringer in that previous seat.
So I'm just going to check. Let's see if we can try and get that race results up back on the screen for you from the first race. So there he was. Jack Cameron Drayton was your race winner. Trevisio, Trevor Randall in second place. GTP Toby Nichols in third. Fourth place for Ryan Sandel. So decent points, but not able to take full advantage of what we can see there at the bottom of the order. Fifth place for Callum Brule. Sixth place for Tim Clark. Seventh for Kirith Kalirai. You got a feel, I think, for Kirith there, Luke, because he was a factor in that race all the way through. But it just didn't quite fall into place with him. If the race was a lap shorter or a lap longer, that could have been better than 7th, I feel.
He just couldn't get up there, could he? He was right, couldn't fight his way into that leading pack. He got very unlucky there. But good news for Kirith is he will be starting in the front of this race. So that is the benefit of race-wise. You at least get a good start in the race.
Yeah, being in the BMW, he should be able to get a good start in that one as well. Just to finish off the order, Javier Gorostidi Turner in 8th, who I think was having some connection issues and lag issues in that race, which have been reset, so hopefully that'll be a bit better for the feature. And then the big news, apart from Jack Cameron Drayton's win in that race, Nathan Maximin, NM1M Championship leader, only 9th. Let's go back to the lobby then, and just have a quick reminder of... Oh, is Ryan Sanders facing... was facing the wrong way. No, he is facing the wrong way. I've lost where I am around this circuit as we get going for the final. But for what it's worth, Ryan Sanders quickest in that session. And we will get ready for the second race of the evening here at Blue Moon Bay. We are on the infield circuit, often a favourite with the FIA races, and a tight and twisty course here, Luke. This should be a challenge for the drivers.
This is going to be an interesting race. The banking, as you drop down off the banking going into turn 1, that can be the trickiest part. Circuit, very easy to kind of get the bounce rod, get thrown off the track or to the inside. Can be an awkward one as well, coming out in the second to last corner. Difficult. Get the race underway here.
Away we go then. Double orange presence on the front row. Nathan Maximin gets a good start, will lead us down into turn 1, but already Javier being challenged for second place there by Kirith Kalirai. Kirith Kalirai is up the inside, has got P2, forced out wide by Callum Brule, and Javier Gorostidi Turner, that's not gone well for him at all. Starting on the front row, he's already down to 8th, Luke.
Down to 9th, yeah, he's right at the back now. It's unlucky there for having squeezed off into the wall, then coming out turn number 1. And yeah, it's the worst time for something like that to happen, because you've got cars right behind you, you look below the position, and that happened. Ryan Sandel now going side by side with Tim Clark down to the hairpin. Oh, we've got a lunge in front from Trevisio. we managed to just about get away with that. Then you see him going into Toby Nichols. Then away is yeah, we are now starting to down. Ryan Sadler trying to make as much progress as he can here, already up to 5th place. See now he's just trying to hunt down Nathan Maximin, already 2.3 seconds behind Nathan. And well, Nathan being as good as he is, Ryan's got to do everything he can to try and stop Nathan pulling away in the championship.
Yeah, it's a long race out there as well. The strategy will come into play with all of this, but Nathan Maximin leads at the end of lap number 1 in the Mitsubishi. We've said before, haven't we, not the conventional choice in these manufacturer races, but it's the one that he's gone with, and he seems to be making it work for himself at the moment.
It's an interesting car choice. This car is very strong around 20. It's like really strong indeed. It's come up on the daily race leaderboard tracks like Laguna Seca, so it has got its strengths. Definitely not one of the most popular group, but I think if you know how to drive it, and if you observe the tyres, car being a front, if you observe those front tyres, you know this can certainly be a pretty car. Very good off the start there, Nathan.
Kirith Kelly-Wright, 2nd place, has won in these feature races before. Remember back to a couple of seasons ago when he won a race at Monza and worked the strategy very well that evening. So he likes to take the opportunities when he can. He started this race well. End of lap number 2, 0.6 of a second behind NM1M. GTB Toby closing in, had a strong run in that first race in the evening. Looking racy here, Luke. Looks like he wants to try and get through as soon as possible.
Yes, yeah, I'm watching Ryan Sander right now as we've got 2 guys in front battling, so just like Kirith Kelly-Wright being shuffled down to 3rd place here. Toby Nichols, good run then out at turn number 1, go over onto the left hand side and have the inside 3, but Ryan Sandel, he is catching Nathan up at quite a rate of knots here. Last time I spoke, he was 2.2 seconds of Nathan, already got that gap down to 6. Ryan putting in some really good opening laps here, got his way up to place at the front of that pack. Now reeling in Nathan Maximin 2, will be in the 16 range probably. Kirith, yes he is, 16 range now, so big speed boost down the start finish straight, so that's it.
Just having a quick look at the tyres situation. I suspect everyone has gone with the softs. Just checking through. No, nobody has gone for anything else so far this evening. This is very much going to be down to the fuel and who can make their pit stop the shortest.
I think the medium tyres just a little bit too hard race. Don't think the increased longevity is really fit from the laptop point of view. But yeah, everyone going with softs now. Going to be a nice easy one stop. Pitting between about 15 minutes, 10 minutes to go. That's the range that people have been pitting in so far in this series. Ryan and Nathan usually being the ones to pit last. Make sure they don't hit the traffic.
What have you made so far of the strategies we've seen with Nathan Maximin a couple of times so far this season, that sometimes a little bit too much fuel goes into the car at that pit stop? How do you think he may have gone about addressing that?
He needs to get his calculator out, basically. Basically what happens is, where these races are timed, not lapped racing, the game doesn't predict for you how much fuel you need to put in. You just have to work it out for yourself, and you have to work out how many laps you've got left. So I think that's the difficulty for Nathan, why he's been struggling so far. He's come into the pits, gone to refuel the car, he's had no idea how much to put back in, gone for a guess, and well, unfortunately in the first 2 rounds he has overfueled the car. Hopefully he's got his calculator this time around and can calculate those laps, calculate that fuel, and then nail the fuel this time round, as we've got Ryan Sandel now right behind Kirith Kart in 4th place. He's reeled these 2 guys in, keeping that gap to Nathan steady as well at 1.6 seconds. Section 4 time this race.
Looks like Javier Garcia Turner in 5th place. It's a few positions gained since the first lap of this race. Trevor Randall in 6th place, 7th for Jack Cameron-Drayton. I think there's been problems out there as well for Tim Clark in the Jaguar F-Type. He's a little bit off the pace at the moment. Let's have a look at those lap times. Last time around 1:13.755, and of concern is that he's 4.5 seconds nearly off the back of Jack Cameron Drayton there.
I think Tim might be going for the no stop here. Reason
okay.
why is because he is short shifting like there is no tomorrow. He is up shifting before the red bar even appears. So this is one to watch out for. I did think when this season started that no stop could be possible if you went into mega fuel saving mode. We know Tim Clark is the tyre saving god. He is amazing on tyres, and he's got 7 gears in his Jaguar too. It means he can short shift like there's no tomorrow, and he won't kind of top out in top gear at any point. Go up into 7th and keep those revs nice and low. So Tim Clark here, I reckon he's going for the no stop.
Okay, well, we'll keep an eye on that. At the moment he's used less than a quarter of his tank. Let's compare that, and yeah, if you look at that, compare it to Nathan Maximan's fuel. We've got the graphic on your screen. Nathan has already gone past that first quarter mark on his tank with 23 minutes to go. GTP Toby Nichols has used even more fuel. Third place has changed though. Apologies, we missed that. Ryan Sandel has got ahead of Kirith Kalirai. But they've all used about the same fuel. I've got to think for Kirith at the moment, this is a key point of the race. If he can stay in the slipstream and stay with Ryan and stay with Toby, he's got a good chance here of getting at least 4th place, because there's a good gap to those behind.
Well, Ryan's gone for 2nd place here. He's gone for the lunge up the inside of Toby Nichols, then going into turn 1. I think he's managed to seal the move off, as he does indeed get up into 2nd place. Got the inside line out for this turn number 2, and yes, into P2 then is Ryan Sandel. My concern for Kirith is his fuel situation. He's got a little more than half a tank right now, so he's going to lose out big time in the pit lane, in the pit stops. He is 3.5 seconds ahead of the guys behind, but like I say, doesn't have all that much fuel, got a lot less fuel than everybody else. So that could catch out Kirith Cut here. Looks like he's having to give it full beans to keep up with this lead pack, to keep up with Toby Nichols. As yeah, Ryan Sandel now in 2nd place, only 2.2 seconds behind Nathan. He's fallen back a little bit, but that was whilst in the process of overtaking the guys in front. Now let's see how he's going to do for the rest of this stint.
Almost 10 minutes of this race gone. Into a rhythm. It was a little bit of a penalty there for Javier. Half around Silver Arrow. 0.3 of a second. No rule that we've seen previously in this championship of not being able to overtake whilst we've got a penalty. So it is the standard format of you just got to make sure that you've eroded those penalties away by the end of the race. Let's just check in with Tim Clark. The fuel situation now, Luke, well, we're almost a third of the way through this race, and I think you're right, because Tim Clark has not used a third of his fuel tank so far. I think he's got a chance here of making this no-stop work.
He's done an absolutely mega job. His soft tyres as well, it's like they haven't been used yet. It looks like they're brand new. He's done a phenomenal job on these tyres here, doing a great job on the fuel too. Just got to keep strict to himself, let's say. Got to make sure he doesn't over-rev at any point. It's so tempting. You're doing these saving races, I've done them many times before. It's so tempting to start revving the car out because you want to catch up the guys in front, or he wants to keep Callum at bay, for example. But he's just got to focus in on his own race. Got to remember he's the only one on this strategy. Got to remember that it will come to him as the race progresses. Got about 5 minutes till the pit stop window opens. That is when we'll start to see whether Tim's strategy is working. So we need to keep track of what the gap is to the guys in front, kind of then inverse that when he comes out of the pits. So it currently 13 seconds off the lead. If he's more than 13 seconds in the lead after everyone pits, then he looks like he could maybe win the race.
Indeed. We're into the second third of the race then. 10 minutes gone, 20 to go. Change for second place. Apologies, every time we go to Tim Clark and check in how he's doing, we see some progress from Ryan. Well, actually, no, we did see the move from Ryan earlier on to take second place. But 2.5 seconds the gap. And the good news for Toby Nichols and Kirith Kalirai is they do seem to be able to just about hold with Ryan at the moment. They're trying to save a bit of fuel themselves.
I think Kirith's just on that borderline. He's just gone over a second behind Toby Nichols. I don't think he's going to get the stitching here coming out of this penultimate corner down this back straight. No, he's not. clear of car. Looks like he's been dropped by the two guys in front. Could still get back into that slipstream range if he nails a few laps. But yeah, looks like Ryan and Toby breaking away. Toby's doing a good job here of keeping up with Ryan Sandel, using the slipstream to his advantage, just to pull himself along, keep up with Nathan Maxwell.
Yeah, I'm just reminding myself of the scores so far and how GTB Toby has done in these endurance races, the longer races so far this season. This is definitely a chance of getting one of the best results so far of the year on an evening where I do get the feeling after this round there will be almost 3 mini championships in this division. The battle for the lead, the battle to get onto the podium, and then the battle to not be in the bottom 3. And everyone will know what they are racing for after this round of field. So just whilst I've been padding, there we go. Toby Nichols so far, a 13-point score is his best score in a feature race so far. In fact, of any of the races before tonight. So if he can keep doing this great work and holding himself there with Ryan Sandel, he is on for getting one of the best scores that he's had so far this season, and coupled with his race earlier in the evening, it being a very, very good night for the driver who was in 7th place at the start of things here this evening.
He's doing a really good job here, just giving Ryan a bit of a bump after and going down the start-finish straight. He's very much keeping up with him here. I think Toby's saving a little bit of fuel here in Ryan Sandel's slipstream. Kirif looks like he just made a mistake then coming out of turn number 1. Got on the throttle a bit too early and just slammed into the wall then coming out of turn 1, so that gap now shot up to nearly 3 seconds. The gap between Kirif and Toby Nichols. Kirif Cut looks like he's in a very solid 4th place now.
Yeah, just needs to take care of his tyres now and look after the fuel consumption as well. His front right is looking a little bit used at the moment. 17 minutes of this race to go. And do you feel, Luke, that we're in the period of the race now where someone could go for an undercut if they wanted?
I would pit now. I'm always someone who likes an undercut, likes to kind of put in a lap or two on those fresh tyres and try kind of gain some time with people whilst they're struggling with older tyres. Just having a look at Tim Clark here, and oh my goodness, his tyres are amazing. Switching here between Kirif and Tim Clark, and Tim Clark, he is very much the tyre whisperer. He is doing a superb job here on his tyres. I think he could maybe make this strategy work, you know. We are coming up to the pit stop phase. He's got well over half the tank, and he's still got pristine soft tyres on his car. So yeah, Tim Clark doing a really good job here as Ryan Sandel and Nathan Maxman. Looks like Nathan's pulling away actually from Ryan. Ryan struggling here to drop Toby, struggling to keep up with Nathan Maxman. I think Ryan might be doing a saving, to be honest. So yeah, got the 2nd and 3rd place drivers of Ryan and Toby still together.
With this strategy that we're seeing from Tim Clark, he's doing a fantastic job. Do you think he's doing enough to not just get to the end of this race without having to go to the pit lane, but also having a car that he can battle with, he can race with in those last 5 minutes?
This car will still be in perfect condition by the end of the race, I reckon. Those tyres, they're a lot less than half, well, they're a quarter worn, sorry. So when you get down to half worn, when like the box is half red, that's when you're in trouble. That's when the grip starts to fall off the cliff. So yeah, I don't think that's going to happen with Clark because he's just doing such a good job on the tyres. Viewpoint now is in the pits with 32% of a tank remaining.
Yeah, both. Sorry, Luke. Both of the Team Reds are in. Both of the Mercs, and the Merc has looked like a tough car to drive here again tonight.
Yeah, not a great Group 4 car, to be honest, this Mercedes. I'm just interested to see what the pit lane lost time here. It's not a track which I'm familiar with, so I'm interested to see how much time you do lose when you pit. Looks like Treviso's lost about half a minute then when he pitted, yes, as he comes out now 25 seconds behind Tim Clark. So that's something we need to remember for Tim Clark, see where he's going to come out of the pits. It looks like it's about half a minute's pit lane lost time around here.
So at the moment, that would put Tim Clark in the lead of this race because he's currently 19 seconds off the lead. And talking of the lead, here comes Nathan Maxman into pit lane.
Here they come, all into the pits now. Got the front 4 cars all diving into the pits. Anyone else going to jump in as well? Yeah, looks like everyone's coming in pit lane here. So we are, well, we've got quite an early batch of pit stops, to be honest. It's taking me by surprise. I thought someone would go for the overcut, but now Tim Clark has taken the lead and no one's even in their pit box yet. So that's a very interesting development then for the race leader, Tim Clark now. Nathan Maxwell now entering the pits, exiting the pits, sorry. Come out, looks like he's got his fuel right this time. I think he's put 60% of a tank in, and he's a long way ahead of the guys behind. That's a very good move then by Nathan Maximin. He is 7 seconds ahead of Ryan Sandel with a lot less fuel, interestingly. Has Nathan Maximin put too little fuel in, or has everyone else overfueled it a little bit? That's a very interesting move then. Kirif Kart is coming out of the pits with an absolutely full tank of fuel. So, no one can seemingly decide how much fuel they need now to do these last 40 minutes of the race.
Well, 2 weeks ago, we did see Ryan Sandel pretty much run out of fuel on the last lap of the race. He got it wrong the other way, didn't put enough in, so maybe that was playing on his mind during that pit stop. He's got just under 75%, according to our graphic there. There is Tim Clark. He's fine for fuel, and you can see he's just started to use his tyres a little bit more now. But Nathan there in second place, and it is quite a difference in terms of the fuel there between the two drivers.
Yeah, huge jumps in fuel. Just skimming through here, big jumps in fuel differences between these leading pack here. I think Nathan's put too little in, you know, because if you compare him to Tim Clark, he hasn't got much more than Tim. Tim's the one who's doing the mega fuel saving.
Yeah.
So Nathan Max here, I think he might have been a bit too aggressive with his fuel here, got his calculations a little bit wrong. Maths doesn't be Nathan's forte by the looks of things. He's seemingly something he needs to work on, his race calculations, because yeah, it does look like he's put too little fuel in the car here. Hopefully he'll realise that in time and start short shifting quite soon, because he is going flat out right now, just giving it full revs right now. He's on the rev limit, then going into the hairpin. So yeah, could be an interesting one for Nathan, like you say. Ryan last week running out of fuel. Same could happen to Nathan here, so he's got to watch out for that. Keep an eye on those fuel levels.
Well, there's a fuel crisis that I'm sure many of our viewers are aware of around the country. I wasn't expecting to see one here at Blue Moon Bay tonight, but this is quite a situation now for Nathan Maximin. He's hit half a tank to go with 11.5 minutes of the race remaining. And well, what's the gap looking like now? 3.5 seconds is the lead for Tim Clark over Nathan Maximin now. He is pulling away from Ryan Sandel, and yeah, I'm a bit perplexed by this. I mean, maybe you could do a 2-stop in, you know, in a previous form when the pit lane lost time was quite short, but that's simply not the case now on GT Sports. I can't see at the moment how Nathan Maximin's going to be able to hold on to this one. Having a look now at Ryan Sandel there in third place. He's done a good job here, Luke. He's got a over 2.5 second gap to GTP Toby now, and if the two drivers in front of them hit strategic troubles, he's in the perfect position now to take up a lot of points from Blue Moon Bay here tonight. Apologies, I think we've lost Luke on the Discord at the moment. We'll try and get him back as soon as possible. Let's have a little further look down the order. There is Toby Nichols, still doing well in fourth place. There have been some changes, though, further down the order through the pit stop phase. Jack Cameron Drayton and Javier Gorostidi Turner have both jumped Kirith Cali Ride there. So fifth now for Jack Cameron Drayton, winner of the sprint race earlier on this evening. Sixth place for Javier Gorostidi Turner, who had a little chat with in the Landau paddock. We were there for the Endurance and Sprint 60 Club 100 races a couple of weekends ago. And to remind you all as well, upcoming Club 100 action in real life. Wilton Mill, next sprints round that will be streamed, not this weekend, the weekend after. And keep an eye out on the DDMM social medias over the next 24 hours. Big announcement coming for an event that we're doing in a few weeks' time. Very excited about that, so make sure that you've clicked the like button, the like page button over on Facebook at DDMM. Twitter as well at _MM. In fact, all of them now are all at _MM on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. And if you're enjoying the stream and you haven't already, don't mind clicking that subscribe button. It really does help us out. Good evening to DW Media. David Whitehouse, who will be joining us on Saturday, myself and Howard, for a go at the iRacing special event. It's Petit Le Mans, Road Atlanta, and we're getting the big boy back out. The Sebring BMW has just about had every single panel replaced on it after its racing earlier in the year of being assaulted by LMP2 cars, and it's ready to go again. So if you particularly enjoy seeing drivers getting punted by prototypes, join us on Saturday morning for the attempt at the iRacing special event for Petit Le Mans.
Dyke of Ashley.
Yep.
Nathan on the back of Tim Clark here as they go down the start finish straight. Again, lap number 18. Yeah, Nathan now, he's actually giving Tim a bit of a job.
How's
number one.
How's the fuel looking, Luke, at this stage of the race?
I'm not with Nathan. I think he's all right, and I think hopefully Tim, who saved in his stupid, I think Nathan's going to be okay. We've got 7.5 minutes to go, and Nathan's so it's looking okay.
That's good to hear for both of these drivers. And Tim Clark may have played a bit of a miracle so far this evening. There's the state of his tyres on your screen now. Obviously the right hand side tyres wearing a little bit more, this being a predominantly left-hander circuit, anti-clockwise circuit as well, which is not often seen on road courses. Nathan Maximin does look like he is just happy to sit there in second place and do what I like to call the Honda Cadet job. No point fighting at this stage of the race when you've got a gap over the competitor or competitors behind. Keep working with your rival, isolate them for later in the race, and even if you don't win the race, you'll still get a second place to boot and a lot of points to go with it. 6.5 minutes on the clock, and oof, harsh comments here, Luke, from our broadcaster of Lobby 2, says that Kirith is sacked as his teammate in VRS iRacing. Unbelievable.
Well, he does need to get his calculation under control. Got a car right now. Still got half a tank with Kirith. I think you may have got your calculations right, as he's been put a bit too much fuel here. Now down at 7th place. I think Kirith, that's cost him.
Yeah, he has got a lot of fuel in there.
7% of fuel, but a lot of too much. I think he's kind of
back with the leaders though. 5.5 minutes to go, and still Nathan Maximin just happy to push Tim Clark along at the moment. Look at both of their fuel and tyre situations. Just less than a quarter of a tank for Tim to go. In fact, Nathan Maximin has definitely pulled this situation back and has been another very, very impressive display from the championship leader. Ryan Sandel there in third must be thinking, what does he have to do to beat this man? At the moment it is looking like title number 3. Do we say it's an inevitable occurrence for Nathan Maximin? Is it still too early in the season? He will definitely have a good lead in this championship after tonight at the halfway point.
Yeah, Nathan. Definitely. So good. Yeah.
Over start finish to go. Oh, sorry, Luke. changes the
Say,
Discord issues once more.
Nathan is losing a lot of time. It's Ryan's gap's gone down from 7.5 seconds. You know, definitely an issue, Nathan. Pretty soon.
Yeah, you can see as they come out of turn 1 there, chunks of time being pulled out by Ryan Sandel now. Maybe he heard us in the commentary box. Doubt that this was something that he could pull back, because he's already pulled back half a second in this lap so far. Three and a half minutes to go.
A little bit further back with Jack Drayton battling with Toby Nichols, working together right now in 5th place.
Yeah, and this is going to be solid points for both of these drivers again. They're going to be able to start to relax a feel. We've got some good points on the board at the halfway stage of the season. See Ryan Sandel in the distance there. 3 minutes to go now. As here comes Jack Cameron Drayton down the inside of Toby Nichols. Can he get the move done? Oh, little bit of a door rub there between the two BMWs into turn 1, but this should be Jack Cameron Drayton's on the inside. If he can get the exit correct, which he does, good move there for 4th place.
Toby just ducked it like things, tried to see back up the turn 2, but now set. Circuit as yet, Cameron Drayton off the circuit.
Yeah, ran a little bit wide there, and that's going to give Toby Nichols the opportunity into the hairpin. Very nicely placed, calm on the brakes. Toby Nichols back into 4th place there.
Good move there by Toby. Spotted that Jack had run wide and gave him a nice wide berth, gave him the circuit. Ryan Sandel, he's gap down now. 2 seconds as Nathan now has made the move. He's past Tim Clark. Now put trigger. Now put away from line with 7 seconds.
Do you feel that's a tactical decision from Nathan Maximan to try and get himself a bit of a gap over Ryan Sandel? A concern about the slipstream maybe coming into effect?
Yeah, I think that gap. Can't sit behind Tim Clark and save any foot down. Clark now is very to Ryan Sandel as they head down. Now Ryan line of Clark's catch note heavy.
Coming around then to what will be the final lap. 1 minute on the clock. We're looking at Ryan Sandel here. Can he take 2nd place away from Tim Clark? What a job this has been by Tim Clark. We've not seen anyone do this strategy so far this season, but here tonight at Blue Moon Bay, he's looking at least a podium. And what would be, I think, his first podium of the year, in fact. His best score so far this season being a 16-pointer from race number 4. But look at this, here comes Ryan up the inside. There's simply nothing Tim Clark can do about that. He is pretty much on fumes as it is. How is the race leader looking? He's looking okay to me, Luke, at the moment. He is on the last lap and looking for another victory.
Nathan looks like he's got this in the bag. Fuel as well. Have enough at the end lap. Ryan Sandel now, like you say, up in 2nd place. Way past Tim. Nothing to do. He really is long. Get this.
Through the final couple of corners then. Well, the first race of the evening did not go well for Nathan Maximan. Finished in last position after some late dramas on the oval. He's taken advantage though of the reverse grid. Had pole position in this feature race. Played the strategy in the end perfectly, and is going to come around the final corner to take his 4th victory of the season out of 6 races. Nathan Maximan will lead the championship at the halfway stage of the season. Ryan Sandel recovers to 2nd, but what a drive. A driver of the race for me Luke in third place there. Tim Clark makes the no-stop work. Fourth for Toby Nichols. Fifth for Jack Cameron Drayton on a very good evening for him. Javier Gorostidi Turner, maybe a little bit disappointed with sixth. Had a bad first lap there. Seventh place for Kirith Kalirai. Issues in the pit stop there. And another tough race for the twin Mercs in Team Red. Eighth place for Treviso and ninth for Callum Brule.
I think they might want to been them. Maybe looking for change drivers. But then they say goes to Nathan Maxman. The great drive there. Very good tactical drive. Nailed it with across the line just as out of perfect. Takes the victory.
Well, some very, very good racing there indeed. Once again from lobby number one. Kirith Cart confirms in the chat, yeah, overfueled. We'll review it and fix it for next time. And, well, that brings us to an end of the racing here tonight on the DDMM YouTube channel. Luke, thank you very much for joining us once again. Any last words before we clock off for tonight?
Why he's the best driver. Great drive by Nathan. Unlucky. Knack. The Otter.
Oh, apologies. The bandwidth has not been kind to us tonight, but big thanks to Luke and all of his help tonight. He'll be back in 2 weeks' time for the next round of this championship. As I say, Saturday we're going for the 7 a.m. GMT race, so that's 8 a.m. in the morning if you're in England at the moment. And once again padding, because I'm just going to check whether we've got a iRacing Club 100 event in the week between now and... Yes, we have. Suzuka Legends next Wednesday, so not tomorrow, a week after the next round of the iRacing Club 100 and BUKC Legends Championship. Do tune in for that. Myself and Howard Mitchell will be on commentary duties there. The following weekend, double duties, racing in the Endurance Championship on the Saturday, streaming and commentating the sprints on the Sunday. Do be around for that. Then 2 weeks' time, the next round of this championship, where we will be, if I try and remember where we are for round 4. Check it out, actually. I'll tell you what to do. Club 100 Gran Turismo Esports. New page for you to follow over on the Facebook. Link for it is on the DDMM Facebook page as well. So 2 weeks' time we'll be back for that. And then the big thing, which we will reveal in the next 24 hours, is later on in that week. Thank you very much for joining us here on the DDMM YouTube channel. Do take care. We'll see you on Saturday for Petit Le Mans iRacing special event. Have a very good week. Take care and goodbye.